Hello everybody, my name is Vincent. Today I will be explaining the science behind a white dwarf. What is a white dwarf star and what is it made up of? How is a white dwarf star formed and what is its life cycle? I wonder what a white dwarf star is, what it is made up of, and how it is formed. A white dwarf star has the density of our Sun but the size of our Earth. A white dwarf has a low luminosity but is 40 times more hotter than our Sun, ranking it one of the most hottest things in our universe, reaching up to 180,000 degrees Fahrenheit or 100,000 degrees Celsius on surface temperatures. How is it formed? A white dwarf is formed when a star uses up all of its hydrogen fuel. When this happens, a star converts to burning helium as fuel. When a star is in this process, it turns into a red giant. A red giant is a star that has high luminosity and uses helium as fuel. The outer layer of a red giant starts to fade off into space and forms a planetary nebula, which is a cloud of gas and dust. Conditions of forming a white dwarf. A white dwarf is made up of 50% carbon and 50% oxygen. A white dwarf can only be formed by a medium-sized star like our Sun. Only stars between sizes of 0.8 through 7 solar masses can leave behind a white dwarf. A solar mass is the mass of our Sun, or 1.989 times 10 to the power of 30 kilograms. Life cycle of a white dwarf. The red giant star loses its outer layers, but the red giant's core begins to cool down and expand into a white dwarf. The white dwarf burns out very slowly because the heat in its core is trapped and cannot leave. Only heat in the outer layer can leave through radiation. That's why it takes on average 13.7 billion years for it to cool down and turn into a black dwarf. In conclusion, a white dwarf, also known as a degenerate dwarf, is the size of a small planet. A white dwarf is composed mostly up of carbon and oxygen and is very dense. A teaspoon of a white dwarf is equal to the mass of a small car. Thank you for watching my presentation on the science behind a white dwarf star.